All right, I'm here with Sam. He is 24 years old, and we've been working together for like 16 months, almost a year and a half now. I think it's just under a year and a half.
Mhm.
So I'll let you take it away. Why don't you tell us a little bit about like where you were at before we started working together, and like some of the goals that you were looking to accomplish?
Yeah. So before we started working together, there had been like a while where I'd wanted to get into the gym and start working out and everything, just
Uh,
because like pretty much everyone in my family does it. I was like the last person to not have done it.
yeah.
Um, and then I had started working because before then I had been able to like walk around more on campus or whatever. But since I'd started working, I think the issue was that I also started to like gain some weight, and I decided that it was like time where but my issue like it was time for me to get into like more fitness and everything, but my issue was that I knew like almost nothing about what to do in the gym, and it always felt weird to just go into the gym and not know what the heck I was supposed to do. um so yeah, I knew I would probably never get into the gym, not seriously, unless I had someone to help me out and show me what to do. And
Yeah, as far as like lifting and using the machine, stuff like that.
yeah, and kind of hold me accountable, right? Like, because at least in the beginning, there was definitely some nervousness about it. It was like, do I really want to go to the gym and
Right.
everything? But then it's like, well, Lucas is going to be there, and I'm paying him. And at least for us, we were meeting at like 5:45 in the morning, so it's like I'm not going to make Lucas get up and that early and not do
Right. So having a little bit of accountability piece was like huge in just getting you there.
it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I remember you telling me a little bit in the beginning, like just building some confidence was like a really
Mm-hmm.
important thing for you. So, like, what do you think over the course of, I don't know, the last year and a half or so, like, were some of the most like effective things that we implemented to help you like get there? Like, what did we do that you feel like you don't have to go through everything, but like just a couple of things that stand out in your mind that you feel like really helped you and helped you, achieve those goals.
Well, I guess in terms of confidence, it just starting to like get familiar with the gym, and it becomes like a place that's more familiar to you, and like um you're kind of just like learning a new skill. And it like I just for me at least, whenever I want to be confident about something, I basically have to get some level of like proficiency in it, otherwise I just don't feel good about it.
Right. Right.
So that was that. And then I I've been terrible about taking before and after pics, but I know when I like look in the mirror or whatever that I'm definitely better than I was before. So
Yeah.
like it's one of those things where it was like before, I think there was a period of time where if I had to like be outside or like, get in a pool or whatever, and you got to like, you know, take your shirt off, get into your swim trunks or whatever, it's like, yeah, yeah, I'll do it, but not
Well,
super
everyone's
happy about it. Like, it's like,
yeah.
oh, okay. But now it's like, okay, yeah, this is fine.
Right. Right. So yeah,
Good.
like even confidence just outside the gym. Like you feel
Mm-hmm.
like crazy. That's awesome, man. Um, I feel like too, like on your point, what you said about like just being in the gym and getting like comfortable being there. I feel like especially with a place like Ozark Iron, like a warehouse gym, like those things can be intimidating when you just don't have when you don't know anybody and you don't have a person there. And so it like introduces you to not just the environment, but the other people that are there, right? Like because you always see the same people, especially for the ones that are getting up early and going and working out. Like it's always the same people there, and you realize that like they're humans too. They're just they're doing
Mm-hmm.
their thing.
And then like it was so funny because I remember when I started working out and I was telling people I was going to the gym now, and they're like, where do you work out? And I was like, Ozark Iron Gym. And that's like, a gym. And they were like,
All right.
that's like a serious gym. And I was like, yeah.
Little do they know that you love metal music and that
Yeah,
fit.
yeah. It's so funny. The first day I walked in there, I was like, I know all these songs. This is awesome, or whatever.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably one of the best experiences a person could have going into Ozark Iron is like if you love that type of music and you walk in and you hear that, you're like, oh, this is not what I was expecting, but that's
Uh,
awesome. Yeah.
yeah, like I can get used to this. Yeah.
That's cool, man. That's really cool. So, what would you say then to a person that, maybe is in a similar situation, like working a desk job, not moving a lot, maybe they gain a little bit extra weight, they want to build like that self-esteem, that confidence. If they're thinking about joining a gym or getting a coach or starting a program, anything at all, like what would you say to them?
I would say just do it, basically. Whatever you think. I mean, for me, I knew that I usually do best when I have to do something if um especially if it's something where there's some like anxiety or kind of like, gym kind of freaked me out a little bit, just don't know what you're doing, whatever, all that stuff. But
Right.
then I knew basically that with a lot of things like that, for me to get me into that, the best way to do that is to have usually some consequences for it that aren't just self-enforced. So it's like, you pay your personal trainer, so you have some money in it, and then not only that, but they're like there for you.
Right.
And it's like, well, now I basically have to go. So even if there's going to be like, I know this is something that I need to do. So I mean, I guess the point of that is that I knew that that was what I needed to do for me. But depending on who you are, I guess you might be able to try and do something else. Maybe you can just drive yourself to do whatever you want, and that works for you. Um,
Yeah.
but if you're somebody that feels like you need to have like a personal trainer or coach or kind of whatever, like just do it. Try to find a
Kind
way
of
to do
like
it.
forces you into that habit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, yeah, getting into the habit of it is the hardest part of it, probably. But once you're in there, as long as you don't break out of the habit,
Right. Right.
you're
Right.
golden, I think. So,
I feel like why you've done so well, and I think moving forward you'll continue to do well, Sam, is that like you have that mindset of like maybe creating that habit because it's for whatever reason, whether it's uncomfortable or you don't know it, or for whatever reason you need that push. It's like once you get that push, you can be consistent with it. Like you can get proficient, and then it's like okay, it's built, it's there, and then we can keep doing it, move forward because of the progress that you make with like being more confident, learning about what you're actually doing, like being more
mhm.
comfortable with where you're actually doing it, and you built those skills, and so then maintaining that habit's a lot easier versus like I don't know, I feel like a lot of people just being consistent with a habit is difficult, and I think even for me personally, anytime I've had a coach in another area or somebody teaching me something, like that's what helps me is it's like the information is like a benefit of it, whereas the accountability and actually following through on doing it is really like the key piece.
Mhm. And I will say that, like, talking about learning about that, like going in and learning that, I knew that when if I was in the gym on my own the first time, I'd be doing exercise and I'd be like, am I doing this right? Like, I feel like I might be doing this right. Like, let me look in the mirror. But is this how it's supposed to work? So yeah, just this whole process kind of bypasses that problem and has somebody be there to tell you, no, you are or you aren't doing it right, or you
Right,
should be
right.
going heavier or lighter or whatever.
Totally, totally. Cool, man. Cool. So overall, like for you, like 10 out of 10 would recommend or like would do it again at some point. I don't know. Where are you at? Where do you see yourself going in the next
Um,
like
yeah,
two,
I
three,
would
4 years?
definitely. Sorry, you were
I'm all over the place. It's the
okay.
coffee.
You're good. No, but yeah, I definitely would recommend. Um, yeah, I mean, it was just like there was no way I was gonna get into the gym without it. So like, I mean, it was a very good experience. I will say that, like for sure. But also, like, I needed it. Is basically what I'm saying here. So would recommend for sure. Um, Otherwise, I would still probably be in like not as good of a state of mind as I am now, and everything. Wouldn't be in the gym. Maybe it would have a bit more weight on me, and that wouldn't be fun. But whatever.
Well, I appreciate the kind words. I appreciate you hopping on here and taking time out of your Saturday morning to do this, Sam. Um, and I know that, you've had a lot of progress over the last, like I said, 16 to 18 months. And I know you're going to continue, moving forward and, hitting the goals that you want, not just in the gym, but in life. You have that mindset that, you're gonna go get it. So um, definitely has been a joy, training together.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been good. I'm really happy with all this. Yeah.
Awesome, man.